Good day, I am William Theo, and this is PTV News Now. Migrants wade across the Rio Grande from Mexico and cross through barbed wire to reach Eagle Pass, Texas, where they are met by Border Patrol agents. Mass migrant crossing has reached crisis level, with approximately 2,000 arrivals per day since late last week, prompting the border town of Eagle Pass, Texas, to declare a state of emergency. El Paso Mayor Oscar Leeser warned that the influx could strain what the city is capable of handling. The influx of migration is also putting pressure on the administration of United States President Joe Biden, which has reached out to Mexico for help confronting the spike. In the last 11 months, at least 1.8 million people have reached the southern U.S. border. Meanwhile, Chile's military fly over the Villarrica Volcano as authorities raise the alert level from yellow to orange after a gradual increase in activity. Orange alerts mean it has a greater chance of erupting in the coming days or weeks. Villarrica last erupted in 2015 when thousands of people evacuated. Villarrica is one of South America's most active volcanoes and has a 200-meter wide open crater. Republican presidential candidates will spar in their second debate. VOA senior Washington correspondent Carolyn Prosuti brings us this debate preview.
Here, in what is hallowed ground for many Republicans, top GOP presidential candidates will face off for a second time. This is the library of the 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, who remains an icon for conservative Republicans.
Part of living better electrically.
He began life in the public eye as an actor and liberal Democrat before switching to the Republican Party. As a popular two-term president of the 1980s, he held up conservative values, pushing for small government, low taxes, and more money for defense. Known as the great communicator, some of his simple, direct words changed history.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Reagan has supplanted Abraham Lincoln as the most popular Republican in American history.
Craig Shirley works for the Reagan campaign and in the Reagan White House. He's also written 6 books on him. He says the current Republican candidates will likely compare themselves to Reagan during the debate. They include former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, biotech investor Vivek Ramaswamy, and former Vice President Mike Pence.
Mike Pence certainly evokes Reagan-esque positions on issues, as does Nikki Haley, as does Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy argued in the first debate that China is more concerning than Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Former UN Ambassador Haley questioned the younger candidate's lack of foreign policy experience. Reagan, who was the oldest president in history at the time, quipped about age during a debate.
I am not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience.
Again, the Republican frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, will skip this debate. In August, Haley called him the most disliked politician in America, and Christie and Pence called for his disqualification. But Ramaswamy called Trump the best president of the 21st century. Author Ian Morgan says Reagan would be uncomfortable with that type of discord and with the current tone of politics.
He was a very modest man, very personable man, and boasting did not come naturally to him. And that's something that isn't quite fitting into the current Republican mold.
But Reagan's memorable one-liners still work.
Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
That question remains a staple of U.S. presidential campaigns. So we'll see which candidate asks it first here on Wednesday night as they try to convince voters to return Republicans to the White House. Carolyn Prosuti, VOA News, Simi Valley, California.
This is William Theo. Stay informed, be aware, get ahead, be of use. Get the news right here.